One of our biggest goals as riders is to operate the bike smoother. Think of it as being a drummer or a heavy equipment operator, where we're using our hands and our feet to synchronize precise movements. I'm going to show you some slow speed control techniques to help you be a smoother, safer rider. Welcome to MOTOTREK. I'm Dusty Wessels, professional motorcycle instructor with West 38 Moto. Practicing slow maneuvers to understand and, more importantly, feel the delicate input required will make you a smoother rider. One of the things that'll help us be a smoother rider is to get comfortable with the front brake off-road. It causes a lot of anxiety. Here's something for you to practice. Be in first gear, standing up on the motorcycle. When you're ready to stop, put your weight back, pull the clutch all the way in. Compress the front brake with 1 or 2 fingers until you feel the wheel engage with the terrain. Squeeze the front brake until you come to a complete stop and sit down. So now we're going to throw in the rear brake, using it to assist the front brake in stopping. Stand up. As you're rolling in first gear, when you're ready to stop, put your weight back, pull the clutch in, compress the rear brake, but don't skid the rear wheel. Then, using 1 or 2 fingers, compress the front brake until you feel the front wheel engage with the terrain. Compressing both brakes, come to a complete stop and sit down. Remember, use your front brake as your primary stopping brake. Use your rear brake as an assist brake. Now we want to practice smooth clutch control. In order to do that, we need to find an incline to give us enough resistance so that we can work the clutch inside the friction zone. I'm going to sit on the bike with both my feet on the ground, hands on the handlebars. I'm only going to use the clutch here, and I'm going to focus on the friction zone inside the clutch. The key here is when you open the clutch up and the bike starts to move and it starts to roll up the incline, don't let the clutch out all the way. Hold it right there. You're trying to achieve very micro movements, micro adjustments on the clutch to help you roll up and down this hill. Let's try it. You can see my hand is not on the throttle, just the clutch. Very small movements. As soon as the bike starts to move, leave the clutch right there. Don't pull it in. And don't let it all the way out because you'll kill the bike. What you'll hear is the engine about to die at a certain point. As you can see, I'm on my tiptoes. There it goes. So now you know the point of, okay, that's as far out as I can let the clutch to keep the bike still rolling while I get up this hill. Now, I want to roll back down this hill without using my brakes, just using my clutch. Just small micro movements on the clutch. The clutch is controlling that rear wheel and controlling my speed. Start the bike again, try it again. Get as far as I can and I'll roll back down with the engine running this time. See, you can hear just little micro adjustments on the clutch, keeping the bike stable, not making it out of control. If I pull it in too much, I get out of control. If I let it go, it dies. Okay, now I'm going to add in the throttle. The key here is delicate inputs to the throttle. Using them both together, same hill, feet on the ground. Don't want to hear a lot of input from your engine here. You can hear that a little bit. And as soon as you start to move, the goal here is keep that clutch out. Don't drop it all the way. You'll get out of control. Don't pull it all the way in. Nice and easy. Just keep it right where it's at. I start to die a little bit, add a little bit of throttle. I can just inch my way up this hill, making micro adjustments to the clutch and the throttle. Not a whole lot of noise from the engine, not a whole lot of noise from the transmission. Get that bike to a certain point and then roll back down using the clutch and the throttle. Nice and easy. This is a little tougher. You got to let off the throttle a little bit, let off the clutch a little bit. It's a little bit in reverse. This will really help you get good control of your clutch and throttle and understand how they work in that symbiotic relationship. Okay, now we need to stabilize our body with the bike. If the only points of contact we are using are our feet on the pegs and our hands on the handlebars, we're putting a lot of undue pressure on the bars, squeezing them too much, and not operating the controls delicately or smoothly. Squeeze the tank seat area with your knees. This allows you to be an active rider and a relaxed rider. It also takes undue pressure off the bars so that you can operate the controls more delicately and more smoothly. So now that I'm squeezing the tank seat area with my knees and I've got my body stabilized with the bike, I need to shift my weight to the outside when I'm turning. When I want to make a left turn, I stick my right knee in the tank and shift my weight. When I make a right turn, I put my left knee in the tank and shift my weight. Okay, now we're just going to do a big circle. Clutch all the way out in first gear. The goal here is to make this circle tighter. And in order to do that, we've got to operate the clutch. So we're going to be in and out of the friction zone. I need to see how big this circle is to start with. So now I'm going to pull the clutch in. I want you to see what it does to the bike and how it reacts. Now you can hear the engine noise change a little bit. You can see the bike starting to make a tighter circle. You can see me moving slower. I'm working the friction zone with the micro adjustments right in and outside the midpoint. Nice and easy, slow and smooth. Practice this maneuver. It'll make you much smoother at clutch control. I just did that exercise using only my clutch. You may want to practice using just your clutch or your clutch and throttle together. Mastering control of your clutch, brake, and throttle, and having proper body position will help you become a smoother and safer rider.